Coming to you live from Christine's back seat, at least where the back seat will be when I put it in. But we just got finished putting in the headliner. Bow headliner style. Very exhausting. But it's in. It's in. And it was not without a fight. So I had a false start, had to go back and redo it. That's all in this episode. Got some good tips and tricks. Not everything's perfect. It doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Learn from my mistakes. Here comes a good one. So if you want to see what we got done this weekend, stay tuned. All right, welcome back to another episode of Restoring Christine. Bill here, Christine, working on the interior. Just got finished putting in the windlace around the driver's side and the passenger side door, and now I'm turning my attention to the headliner. So let's get into it. So it may not look like much, but that's the headliner. That's from Ciadella Interiors. That's the rear part that goes to the back glass, and then the front part that goes to the front glass. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plackets. So you got the end, and 7 bows in between. You can see it's got a curved shape in the back. It's kind of it's meant to be concave, so none of these seams are straight. I've been having it out here in the sun, trying to get it to elongate or at least relax. Trying to get it relaxed because it's been in a box for a very, very long time. I did an unboxing video quite a while back, episode 58 I think, was unboxing a Ciadella interior kit, and that was the front seats, back seats, carpet, door panels, rear quarter panels, kick panels, windlace, and this headliner. So I'm finally able to start putting the interior in. I've got a series on the seats where I did the seats over, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 different videos doing all the seats. And then I did tack strip, that's an episode. And then I did windlace, that's an episode. And now I'm doing the headliner. So the first step is to understand the bows. So there's front. There's a tack strip that goes all along the front. Then there's the first bow, second bow. The third bow is a thin one. It just goes into some little clip tabs all across the roof line. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then the fourth bow and the fifth bow. Your clothes rack, clothes hanger splits that. 6th bow, 7th bow. There you go. So now all of these are the original bows that came out of Christine, and a couple of them had a little bit of trouble getting in there, but I wanted to test fit them anyway, so I can see if they look like they fit in either the top or the bottom, because there's two slots you can put them in, and I want to say that the higher you put it in, the tighter the fit. The tighter the fit. So when you drop them down, I think it gives the headliner a little more cushion. Well, these bows don't fit too well in there, or they fit better one way than the other. So you can see, Christine, I also have a foam insulation, but that's only a 3/16 inch pad that gets crushed pretty easily. But you can see how these bows are very, very tight, and a lot of them are in the bottom slot. In fact, they're all in the bottom slot except for this very first one. So what I'm going to do, these bows were numbered 1 through 7 before I pulled them out of Christine. I sanded them down, I wiped them down with phosphoric acid, and I rinsed them off and then wiped them down again. So they're rust free and they're clean, but they're not painted. I don't want to put paint in that in the headliner in case that paint wants to end up getting gummy and stick, so I don't want that. We're just going to go with it bare, but the phosphoric acid ought to give it a protective coating. And I mean, Christine's not a trailer queen, but I mean, you know, there shouldn't be any moisture in the inside, so we ought to be good with bare metal. All right, well, let's start getting into it. Here we go. So I want to show you before we go too much further, but there's a tack strip here, and this one, it's right here. It's actually in this plane right here. That's the rubber from the glass, and then this tack strip is on the forward edge of that. It was originally stapled, so now I have that glued with the contacts or weather stripping adhesive, and I have a couple of screws in it just for good measure. But above the doors, well, I'm sorry, there's tack strip above the windows too. So above the quarter glass, from the corner to where the rear glass corner is, there's tack strip there. There's tack strip here, same thing. But over the door, there's an alligator plate, an alligator tooth plate, and it looks like that. So it screws in to the top right here, and it comes all the way around. It goes over the windlace. I put my windlace in. You have to staple the windlace, so this has to come off in order to put the windlace on. Windlace is stapled to a tack strip behind that, but then these teeth, they were bent. Some were folded over, some were folded in. So I took my time and I got those all straight, and I just screwed that back on, and that's how it's sitting tight against the windlace. So the headliner, when a headliner comes down, it's going to eventually tuck into that, and those little alligator teeth are what's going to hold it above the door. I've got another one that I need to go put on the passenger side. So I'm going to screw that, and then we can start inserting the headliner. All right, I want to show you something before I take it down. I've got it up, and now it's been up for a little while. To be truthful with you, this didn't go well. I learned a few things on the first false attempt. So what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to pull it out. But before I pull it out to redo this, I'm going to show you some of the issues. So for one, on the very front, you'll notice that I glued this with molding with weather stripping adhesive, and for whatever reason, this is very tacky. This has been up for a long time, and I have no idea why, but this is very gluey. It's very sticky, and it'll stick like this, but then with the heat now, it's pulling it down. The weight of the headliner when I had it up pulled it down. So that was one problem. I need to go through, and just like I put a screw over here when I did all my when I installed, or when I did all my tack strips, I need to go ahead and I need to screw this thing all the way. So that's one thing. Another thing is that you'll notice, like when I was here, I was trying to pull this, and I was trying to get these wrinkles out. Well, you'll notice that the placket bottoms out. It completely bottoms out. So there's no amount of pulling here that's going to get that wrinkle out. So I've watched a few videos, and even though this was stitched, you know, I didn't stitch it. I mean, it was put together like this. I figured it was just right the way it is. But apparently that needs to be relieved a little bit in order to be able to pull this all the way down and get these wrinkles out. So that's another thing. And one other thing that was happening was, as I was stapling here, and I was trying to get this tight, you'll notice, see it tearing? The staples were going through this. So then I started doing something with some backing. So I need a backing strip. But what I'm going to do is, I saw some videos that use contact cement, and they basically spray this with contact cement. They put contact cement on the backside, and they use just tension, and you tension and glue, pull it, get the wrinkles out, and you work it all the way around, and then you come back and you staple. And when I do, I'm going to staple with a backing strip. So I'm going to have a piece of maybe felt, like roofing felt or something, that I'm going to put right here, and after I glue it and pull it, I'm going to staple into it. So one more thing that I didn't understand is, in the instructions in the trim manual, they talk about gluing something back here, and I didn't understand it because it's got these little tabs. Let me pull it down. So there's tabs that are here, and there's a piece of cardboard that goes underneath it. But what they want is, they want you to glue here, so that this cardboard, when this cardboard goes underneath, the cardboard can't flip like this and pull under the tension. So I need to glue that down. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and pull this headliner down and start over. So right now what I'm doing, I'm out here in the evening, and I am making, I'm taking it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw that piece up, and I'm going to prep, but then I'm going to be right back at it tomorrow, and I'm going to get it done. So let me go ahead and finish prepping this. I'll pull this out, and then I'll see you on the flip side. All right, we're gonna go right back to the manual and check it out. So at the back, here's view J, which is at the very back, and it's bullet point number 6. And then also at the front windshield, bullet point number 6. I don't know how to see it anywhere else, but you go to bullet point number 6, and it says, headlining, prior to installation, apply cement to trim stick in rear window, quarter window, and windshield. So the only place there's a quote-unquote trim stick, I guess that was their word for the tack strip. They also go on and say, apply and secure in rear window opening with 42 trimmer tacks, in quarter window with 26, and windshield with 34. So trimmer tacks is optional, staples. So I think right there what the manual was trying to convey was the methodology for installing this thing using contact cement as a temporary sticking agent. That sort of institutional knowledge is in the rearview mirror to people that have long passed. Anybody that would have been installing a headliner in any one of these bow style interiors from the factory might have taught, you might have had restorers that might know this, but certainly not, it's not common knowledge today. But I'm sure that that's what this is. I've seen several videos that show you doing that, and I thought maybe, oh, that's a clever trick. Well, maybe it was the factory trick. So that's how we're gonna go back in with it. Anyway, here we go. So I've got this tack strip completely in. It's screwed all the way down its length. I got about 8 screws, 9 screws holding it in. So there's that. Second thing is that from these tabs on the center beam on the roof, the middle beam. So this holds up one bow, but these have been bent so many times that the two on the outside, this one and the one over there, broke. So I just cut out fashioned a little metal tab out of a piece of sheet metal, 18 gauge sheet metal, and pop riveted it here. So I just need to pry this out a little bit, tap that in so that the sharp edge doesn't catch anything. But that's ready for the middle bow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray the contact adhesive in all the crevices. So we got to go around the back glass, the front glass at 2/4. I'm going to spray that, and then I'm going to get the liner inserted, and then I'm going to spray the edges of the liner, I think, after I get it inside of the car, because I don't want to be handling it with the contact cement flopping around. So here we go. I have it tacked on the middle bow. So that middle bow, which is not, it's the thinner one, it doesn't go completely through. It's open on both ends. That one goes on the forward side of this roof beam. So I got it tacked there. I just sprayed contact cement on the back side of this, on the back side of the cardboard flap, which is going to go up here. All right, you can see where I cut reliefs in the plackets. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now I feel pretty good about it since it's hanging. I think I can go ahead and spray. I can spray this and not worry too much about goobering up the headliner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to spray contact cement here. You can see I've already got contact cement sprayed up here and on this side. All right, it didn't make too much of a mess, but one benefit of having already done it once is that I can see exactly where that crease is trying to be. So I made sure I got a patch of contact cement on both sides of that line where that crease is, where it looks like it's going to want to cut right here. So I was also careful to try not to get it on my run channel, but I think it's going to work. So I'm going to work from the middle out. It's the middle bow. Here's the next bow behind it towards the rear. I put it in the lowermost hole. There's 2 holes, right? So I checked all of my bows beforehand, and they're a little tight when you put them in the top. You can see they start to crease my insulation up here. So I'm going to start rolling these up and into place, and I'm going to work these 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way back until I get to this back corner, and this last piece will be this cardboard in the back. All right, that's all the bows, and that was pretty easy. I sat back here against this back thing, and I put them in one side, put it on the other side, pulled it back, got the next one, unfurled it, put it in one side, bent it, got on the other side, and that worked pretty well. So now I'm all the way to the back, and now I need to get this in. So this will be a little bit of a trick, but I think we'll be able to get it done. I think we'll be able to get it, but it might take a little bit of tension pulling on this to get it. All right, I worked the passenger side. Now I'm working on the driver's side, but this contact cement method is working really, really well. Pulling it from the middle down, also pulling it forward and down, pulling it forward and down, and it sticks. And boy, you can just like keep working and keep working. That is the way to do it. It is absolutely the way to do it. So that's it. We just need to keep working this. Sorry if you got a bad angle. Get that straightened out. But you can see why you pull forward and down, and it keeps getting those wrinkles out. And what I need to do is bring the heat to it and stretch it some more. But I'm gonna wait until I get the whole thing up, and then I'm gonna fine tune it. So this is working really well. I'm so glad I'm not stapling it yet. You can see relieving up in here. Now these creases are coming down. So relieving that placket was helping. So I'm gonna keep working it. I'm going to keep working it. All right, I need to get to the front. So I ended up putting some glue along the top of the door anyway, because it just was working so well, and it was just so easy, and it wasn't nearly as messy as I thought. And that's my felt tack strip that I'm starting. So I'm just gonna keep pulling this. Hopefully I can set this on hyperlapse and you can watch this whole thing happen as I'm learning as I do it. Well, I had you on hyperlapse. I don't know, something happened with the camera. It must have, on a tripod, it must have pushed a button and stopped it or something. But anyway, this is where it is. It's got a couple of wrinkles in it, but I mean, this is as good as I'm going to be able to get it. I have been working this thing really hard and trying to get it. I need to finish tucking this and then cut that. You can see it was even starting to tear. It tore here. I had to patch it. But there's a visor. The visor goes up here. Anyway, and you got these, the garnish molding, and then you got trim pieces that go on the sail panel and on the B-pillar. So now I need to turn my attention to this side. I'm gonna try the hyperlapse again and see if this time it sticks. Here we go. All right. Oh, okay. My knees are killing me, and it's warm in here. It's a good thing I'm doing this very first thing in the morning, because it is like gonna be 95 degrees outside today. But I'm pleased with it. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, you know. But I'm very pleased with it. I'm pleased with it. Have I said that enough? I still have to do the B-pillar and the sail panels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I'm ready to do my garnish molding. I'm going to do my garnish molding. I'll do those. So I'm going to stop it at this. The next thing I need to do is bring my carpet in. So I wanted to get this up because I knew I was going to be climbing and climbing and climbing. So I need to get the carpet next. But I think it looks good. Look at another side. You know, it's got a few little wrinkles up there. I do have like shadows casting on it though. You know, shoot, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I couldn't get a lot of these things to lay down like I wanted, but you know, I mean, it looks really good for me. It's good enough for me. So it's very much do it yourself. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Do hope you appreciated this video, got something out of it, learned something. Maybe there's some tips and tricks there that are in there, like particularly cutting back those plackets. That was one. Using the contact cements, another, and maybe even the tack strip. If I'd have had 30-pound felt, that'd have been better. It was 15-pound felt that kept tearing, but I had a problem tearing through with the staples the first time, and that at least stopped. So it was effective. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you enjoy my channel, I'd love a subscription. Next time I see you, we'll be putting in carpet. But until I see you next time, take care of yourself. Cheers.